I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. Here is another excellent example based on special triangles. We have two different questions. The framing is very important here, and it is also important to understand how do we solve these questions in less than a minute. Perfect. Well, in case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. I'd like you to go through these two questions, pause the video, answer the question. Well, the question number 1 here is, ratio of angles of a triangle ABC is 1:2:3. So that's the ratio of the angles of a triangle. Find perimeter of the triangle if hypotenuse is 4 centimeters. Question number 2 is, Peter is flying a kite which is 500 meters above the ground. Find the length of the string if the kite is at an angle of elevation of 60 degrees. Now let's look into the first question, which is we are looking at a triangle ABC where the ratio of angles is 1:2:3, right? So now let us see how do we solve such a question. So let's first understand the triangle ABC where the angles are in the ratio of 1:2:3. So we're considering a triangle ABC where angle A is to angle B is to angle C is 1:2:3, correct? We know what is the sum of the angles. Let's write down sum, right? Sum of the angles is basically 180. Well, when the sum is 180 and the ratio is 1:2:3, what could be the angles and how do you figure this out? Well, the best way is you could add them all, right? So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is basically 6, and so you can divide 180 by 6. So when you divide 180 by 6, you get what? You get 30, right? And that gives you a scale factor. You understand? So therefore, from this information, you can easily write down that the angles ABC should be what? Can you tell me? 30, 60, 90. Make sense? 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. Correct? Now 30, 60, 90 is a right angle triangle which is very special in itself. So let me show you how it is very special. So here we have 30, 60, 90 triangle. Let me label the sides as ABC. The angles which we just calculated, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. Do you see that? Now in this special triangle, what is true is that if I take hypotenuse A to B as a length of 2 units, then B to C is 1. And we can find A to C, which is 2 square minus 1 square square root. And that comes to square root 3. Perfect. So that is our special triangle, which we talk about as 30, 60, 90. So this is the special triangle, where the ratio of the sides is basically equal to 1:3 is to 2 as shown here, right? So that's the ratio of the sides. Does make sense? So now to solve both these questions, we are looking into this special triangle 30, 60, 90 degrees. Perfect. So now let's see how do we solve question number 1. Question number 1 is, as we just have drawn here, let me again draw the triangle. We at least figured out the triangle itself. The angles being 30, 60, 90, right? ABC, the triangle. So this is the triangle with ratio of angles to be 1:2:3. Find the perimeter if hypotenuse is 4. So we are given this side as 4. So what could be the other sides? So now if you compare with what we had just drawn, let me redraw the one which we had, where the ratio of the sides was what? 1 square root 3 and 2. Now see, what we have done here is, if you move from this triangle to that, we have a scale factor of 2, right? So double the sides, right? So times 2. So if I times 2, what will be BC and what will be AC? Well, hypotenuse being 4, this side will be 2 and this side will be square root 3 times 2, right? You see that. So we just calculated the other two sides from the ratio. Perfect. Once again, special triangle, 1 square root 3 and 2 are the sides. Now, if hypotenuse is 4, the other sides will be 2 square root 2, 3. Do you get the idea, right? And now we can find the perimeter, and perimeter clearly is the hypotenuse 4 plus the base of 2 plus the other side, which is 2 square root 3. Do you see, it could have been solved in less than a minute, right? We did not even use trigonometric ratios to solve this triangle. Do you understand that? Well, the alternate method, of course, was you would have found BC and AC by using trigonometric ratios. For example, you could say that, well, cos of 60 degrees is equal to BC over AB, right? So BC we don't know, we'll try to figure it out, and AB is 4. So from here we have BC is equal to 4 times cos of 60 degrees, right? And then, you know what is cos of 60 degrees? Cos of 60 degrees is half. And so you get BC as 2. Do you see? You could calculate, and similarly, you could also calculate AC as 4 times sine of 60 degrees, correct? Which will be 4 times square root 3 over 2, and that will give you 2 square root 3. Makes sense. So both these steps are avoided, right? So what we did was we avoided them. And why we could avoid? Because we could use concept of special triangle. Do you understand how powerful this technique is? So that is how you are going to solve this question in less than a minute, right? Now let's do question number 2, which is Peter is flying a kite which is 500 meters above the ground. Find the length of the string if the kite is at an angle of elevation of 60 degrees. So now as soon as you get 60 degrees, you know it's a right angle triangle. So let me sketch the right angle triangle on the side, right? So our right angle triangle should be 30, 60, 90, and the side ratios, as you know, are 1 square root 3 and 2, and this is 60 degrees, correct? What are we given? Peter is flying a kite 500 meters above the ground, right? So let's say this is the ground, okay? And the kite is 500 meters above the ground. The angle of elevation is 60 degrees, right? We know this is 500 meters above the ground. Find the length of the string. So we need to find the length of this when a kite is somewhere here, right? You get the idea. So clearly, if I compare the two triangles, I can get the ratio, right? So I have to basically divide square root 3 by 2, right? And then multiply, right? So you could actually get it very clearly from here. So you could say that L over 500 is equal to 2 over square root 3. Simple ratio. Do you see from ratio concept? And clearly we get L equals to 2 over square root 3 times 500, which is 1000 over square root 3. You could rationalize this, right, to give a perfect answer. Rationalizing means multiply and divide by square root 3 in this case. And so what do you get? L as equal to 1000, and this is square root 3 over 3, right? And the units are in meters. Does make sense to you? So that is how we could easily solve the particular question, and the answer is, this answer given to you is the exact value, right? If you want to calculate, normally the calculator is not allowed, but in case you are allowed and you need to find a decimal value equivalent to this, then this will be approximately equal to 577 meters. Makes sense, correct? So that is how easily you could actually solve the question using the concept of ratios. Perfect. So with that, we have solved both the questions, and I hope you have understood the concept. Feel free to write a comment, share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.